Hello again, everyone. Welcome to Washington Gun Law TV. I'm Washington Gun Law President William Kirk. Thanks for joining us. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Listen, this is going to be a video for the hometown crowd. It is about the case of State of Washington versus Gators Guns, a challenge to Washington's high-capacity magazine ban. As we know, we did enjoy about 88 minutes of freedom before Supreme Court Commissioner Michael Johnston issued a stay temporarily, and then, of course, issued a wonderful, blistering opinion filled full of animosity to permanently stay that injunction pending the outcome. Well, I need to give you some updates on where that case may be going. So today, let's slow it down for a second. We'll get you all educated and let's talk about what's going to happen with Washington's magazine ban now. Okay, so the case we're talking about yet again today is State of Washington versus Gators Guns, a successful piece of litigation by our good friends at the Silent Majority Foundation that came out of Cowlitz County. Some of you actually got to live a little bit more like an American for all of 88 minutes before Supreme Court Commissioner Michael Johnston issued a temporary stay to be then backed up by a permanent stay. Now, many of you are asking, okay, what happens now? Well, here's what can happen now. The case is going to be assigned to the Supreme Court Conference. This is a conference of the justices and their clerks and things like that. And they're going to review the case and they got to make a decision. And the decision that the Supreme Court has to make is this. Naturally, the case would go from the Superior Court to the Court of Appeals. Since this is Cowlitz County, this would go to the Division II Court of Appeals in the state of Washington, number 2 out of 3 divisions, okay? Or the Supreme Court could itself just say, we'll just take it right now. Now, why do I believe that the Supreme Court will probably just take it right now? Well, number one, obviously this Supreme Court is well situated to rubber stamp this for the Attorney General, so that's one reason. And secondly, the truth of the matter is that whichever way it comes out, if it were to go to Division II, if Gators were to actually win out of Division II, the state of Washington is appealing. And candidly, if the state of Washington won out of Division II, Gators Guns is appealing. So the reality of the situation is this. This case is going to the Washington State Supreme Court come hell or high water, right? I mean, it's theoretical that the Washington State Supreme Court could not accept review out of Division II, but the probability of that is pretty remote. Now, this is the important thing. The case is set for conference on June 5th, okay? Does that mean we're going to get an answer on June 5th? No, probably won't get an answer for, maybe a week or two. It could be rescheduled to a later conference, okay? But at some point, we're estimating in June, next month, we're going to understand whether the State of Washington versus Gators Guns case is going to go to the Division II Court of Appeals and be litigated there, and then eventually go to the Washington State Supreme Court, or will it actually instead just skip over Division II and go directly to the Washington State Supreme Court? Washington Gun Law's prediction is that the Washington State Supreme Court is going to accept review of this case. Washington Gun Law's prediction on this is that it will probably be somewhere between an 8-1, 9-0 decision in favor of the state of Washington because, hey, Washington, when you live in a uniparty state, this is what you get. Now understand, this is not oral arguments. There's no public hearing going on June 5th. This all takes place in chambers during private conferences. Yes, some of you may freak out, but that is how the business of the courts is done. And by the way, the United States Supreme Court does it exactly the same way. So it's not unique to the state of Washington. Please be aware of that. The case, once again, is State of Washington versus Gators Guns. We'll link it all up down below. You guys all know this case backwards and forwards. We've talked about it 100 times. We'll probably talk about it 100 more. Listen, a couple of side notes though, okay? Silent Majority Foundation has been fighting their tails off on this case. If you want to show them some love, their link is down below in the description box. Also, and this is important, Wally Wentz, the owner of Gators Guns. Wally threw himself into the front lines to be the tip of the spear on this litigation. Wally has literally put his entire livelihood online to be the tip of this spear. So if all you guys want to show Wally some love, we're going to put all of his information down below. If you're in the Cowlitz County area, why don't you just stop on by and spend a little money at Wally's store? If you got video ideas for Washington gun law, you guys should know now. You can click on that link right there and let us know what those are, because some of the best videos we ever did weren't really our ideas to begin with. If you need to get a hold of us, our information is listed below in the contact box. And then finally, let's everyone remember that part of being a lawful and responsible gun owner, like we talk about all the time here, is to know what the law is in every situation and how it applies to you in any instance that you may find yourself. Until next time, thanks for watching. Stay safe.